All right, we are getting some breaking news right now. ABC News has just confirmed that Sean Diddy Combs was arrested tonight in New York City. Sources say federal agents with Homeland Security investigations took him into custody.
Breaking news tonight, Sean Diddy Combs has been arrested in a Manhattan hotel this evening after a grand jury indicted the music mogul. His attorney tells CNN that he is currently being processed. The charges are unclear as of this moment.
Sean Diddy Combs has been arrested after being indicted by a grand jury in New York. That's according to the New York Times, also according to TMZ as well here. It's not immediately clear what charges.
Diddy, aka Sean Combs, is facing the fight of his life as he's been swept into one of the biggest scandals to hit the music industry in recent years. It's no longer just whispers or rumors. The charges against him are chilling, detailed, and, according to the prosecution, deeply serious. Let's break down exactly what's going on, how Diddy's team is responding, and what it all means for his future. The arrest. How did we get here? The situation escalated quickly in mid-September 2024. After months of mounting pressure and legal action, including civil suits filed by several women, the authorities made their move. Diddy was arrested in New York, where he had voluntarily relocated, knowing that the hammer was about to drop. His lawyer, Mark Agnifilo, painted a picture of a calculated, calm Diddy who anticipated these events and who was prepared to fight like hell to clear his name. According to Agnifilo, Diddy moved to New York 2 weeks before his arrest to handle this head-on, stressing that he came of his own accord and worked with federal authorities to arrange a voluntary surrender that aligned with the U.S. Attorney's Office. But the charges? Oh, they're heavy. This isn't just your average celebrity lawsuit. Diddy is being charged with racketeering and sex trafficking by force, fraud, or coercion. The allegations stem from years of alleged misconduct and abuse, including accusations that Diddy orchestrated a network of women and sex workers to participate in highly orchestrated sexual activities. This was not a one-off incident. The indictment claims it was a persistent and pervasive pattern of abuse, involving emotional, physical, verbal, and sexual harm. The accusations? Decades of abuse? The official indictment pulls no punches. It reads like a horror story, with Diddy allegedly manipulating and controlling women to such an extent that their lives became intertwined with his personal desires and whims. The accusations include grooming women for sexual exploitation and forcing them into degrading situations. Many of these incidents reportedly took place while Diddy was traveling, often involving other individuals who either participated in the abuses or helped cover them up. The feds believe Diddy had built a toxic empire that operated in the shadows, with power, money, and fame used as weapons to keep these women under his control. According to the prosecution, he wasn't just a participant. He was the mastermind of these abusive practices. One key aspect of the allegations involves the way Diddy allegedly manipulated women into engaging in sexual acts with male sex workers. These performances were often arranged in advance, with Diddy controlling both the participants and the setting. According to court documents, Diddy exerted significant psychological and emotional pressure on his victims, pushing them into these scenarios under threats of violence, financial ruin, or social ostracization. What makes these accusations even more damning is that they align with previous lawsuits filed against Diddy, most notably by Cassie, his longtime partner, who filed a bombshell lawsuit in late 2023. Cassie's lawsuit painted a similar picture of control, coercion, and abuse, but at the time, many brushed it off as a money grab. Now, with federal charges piling up, that dismissal seems more naive than ever.
With the Real Life Lord Reacts, and we have breaking news in which the hammer has come down. Or not the hammer, but, the feds have picked up and arrested Diddy. And from a legal standpoint, we want to get you on the line, kind of see what possibly may happen next, what some options are, what some avenues are. What does this mean? Of course, we're going to date back to the November lawsuit, which kind of opened up the federal eyes on Diddy and, other people to come out of the woodworks and talk about things that happen as far as, them being victimized by him. A lot of lawsuits, a lot of civil complaints, not a lot of criminal ones, but then finally you start hearing some criminal things. Take us through this. Take us through as far as the arrest, what this may mean, kind of what, what's going to happen. And, we'll ask some more questions in the meantime.
So at this point, like I said earlier, I mean, if people want to go back and watch some of the earlier discussions that we've had about this case, like I said before, the feds don't waste money and don't waste time. And so at this point, they've probably raided his home and found things that connected the dots to what witnesses have told them or what evidence they already had in their possession. And so now they had enough information to go to a grand jury and go ahead and get this indictment. And I mean, it's something that he has to be extremely concerned about. He should have been concerned prior to all the things that he was doing, going to New York, going to Wyoming. His legal team should have really had him in defense mode and probably even on offense mode, looking to potentially steer this off. A lot of times, if you work with the feds early enough, you could do a walkthrough or basically walk in, do an arraignment, and not necessarily have the authorities come and pick you up. And so this was extremely troubling. I told you guys before that in cases like this, when the feds take this type of action, they mean business. And so I don't know if he was advised or he basically shrugged off what he was told. But it's something that, is going to put him in some serious hot water now that they have moved forward and gotten these indictments.
Could I ask you, when you say he should have been on defense and possibly on offense, when you look at, like you said, the Wyoming, being in New York, out and about, what are some things that you think, if you were his legal advisor, that he could have been doing, either defense or even leading towards an offense?
The first thing as a defense attorney, when I was a defense attorney, I would go through and say, okay, what are some of the things that we need to worry about, or who are some of the people that we need to worry about? And then what are some of the situations we may need to worry about? And then at that point, start crafting my defense as if I was going to trial. Then using that, it helps a defense attorney get an understanding of what they may be up against. And sometimes you're able to actually, I like to say it, have a trial before the trial. There's been plenty of times I've gotten before prosecutors and we discussed certain issues that they had concerns about, and I've been able to explain those things in such a way or provide evidence that negated what they may have had, so that those were less charges that were brought forward. And so you have to make sure that you're prepared. I mean, Johnny Cochran said it himself: preparation, preparation, preparation.